Karl Anthony Towns is the high level role player. That's literally what it is. The reason why the Minnesota Timberwolves are good, besides Anthony Edwards, is because of Rudy Gobert, not Karl Anthony Towns.
He's better than Anthony Edwards is better than Devin Booker. He's a better.
A video
You
game.
were hoping to get a future All-Star.
I'm gonna get back.
He's not.
What's going on, guys? We're back with another video for y'all. And man, oh man, is it great to be an NBA fan this week. It's been amazing so far. These playoffs have been nothing but straight bangers. Close games. Yes, there hasn't been that many like back and forth wins or whatever, but every game has been pretty close besides yesterday with the Orlando Magic and Cavaliers. Let's let's start off by talking about the Suns here, okay? He has a Suns jersey on.
I do have a Suns jersey on. Classic.
Man, I just gotta say, defense versus offense. I already knew who's gonna win. Defense wins championships. I've been told that my whole life, and that's what I've seen so far in this league. And it's really showing. A defensive-minded team like the Minnesota Timberwolves, it's just better. Like, I understand they have Devin Booker, they have Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal, but that really don't mean nothing. You have three guys who play the exact same way.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Bobo.
I told y'all. I literally told y'all that this would happen. I told y'all. So I need my flowers because at the beginning of the season, I had said that this was going to happen. In the regular season, they're going to be fine because they're going to score a bunch of points and all. Katie and Book and Beal are going to just beat you up on offense. But I predicted this. I predicted that the Suns in the playoffs were not going to be good because the concerns we had in the offseason are the same problems that are rising up now. They can't play defense, they don't have a point guard, and they lack depth. They have no depth on their team. So, first, them not having a point guard really freaking hurts because everybody tried to say, well, Devin Booker is a point guard. He'll do it. He can get it. No, he's not a point guard. Look at the turnovers that if you watch this series, the Timberwolves forced the Suns in so many turnovers. Last game, the Timberwolves scored 31 points off of turnovers.
It's a lot of points.
There is a difference between having a handle to get your shot off and having a handle and being an orchestrator of an offense. There's a difference. And Devin Booker's not that. He doesn't have that gift. He's not a natural passer. He's not a natural point guard. Luka, SGA, Curry, I'm trying.
Halliburton,
Tyrese Halliburton, Trae Young. Those are natural point guards.
LeBron James.
LeBron, even Jokic. He's not a point guard, but he has the mindset and he's a natural facilitator. It comes easy. You can't I think being a facilitator, that's something you can't coach. Like you can coach a certain type of offense, but you can't coach somebody into being a good facilitator and just a point guard. Like it's a gift.
Yeah.
Like you could do like Allen Iverson. You could coach him so much on maybe finding the open man, but he's not a natural facilitator like Steve Nash. And it's just they don't play defense. They don't play defense at all. They can't. I knew this was going to happen because in the last episode where I say they can't, they don't have anybody stop Anthony Edwards. Nas Reed goes off. Cat can go off. Rudy Gobert stands in the middle and blocks shots, creates problems. And Yusuf Nurkic was not a huge upgrade from DeAndre Ayton.
Facts.
Everybody was like, "Oh, they got Nurkic. They got Nurkic." They are literally the same exact player. Just one has an attitude problem and the other doesn't. One's European and the other is from the Bahamas, or is he Jamaican?
I'm not sure.
I think he's from the Bahamas. I'm not sure. Either way, they're both the same player, not threats defensively. They aren't huge rebounders, and they're not anchors of a defense because the problems that the Suns had were the same problems the Blazers had when they had their kitchen. They were making playoff runs. They're not top team. They're not top defensive centers, and they have no depth.
Grayson Allen went out with injury too, so it gets even worse for them.
All you have on your bench is Eric Gordon, and he's old. He's
Yeah.
he's washed. Like he's washed. He might retire after the end of the season. To be honest with you, I mean, on the 2K sim, he always retires at the end of the season, so he might end up retiring. But that's all you have. You have three guys that do the exact same thing, and it doesn't work. ISO ball does not work in the playoffs. We've seen it time and time over like 20 years. ISO ball does not work in the playoffs. Not playing defense does not work in the playoffs. Not having depth does not work in the playoffs. You need those three things in order to compete for a championship: depth, point guard, and an actual offense to run.
Well said. Um, yeah, Suns just suck, and the Timberwolves are really good. They're actually a dark horse, really, for this playoff run. I would say. Um, but now let's talk about the Lakers versus the Nuggets.
So
LeBron quit on them. He quit. He said he's done with basketball. He said it's just a game. I saw a meme earlier, and it was a picture of LeBron at the press conference saying that he was it's just a game, so it's whatever. And then it was the photo of Russell Westbrook when he's in the locker room with LeBron and AD, and like they get done with their speech, and like Westbrook's like, and remember, let's just have fun out there. And then everyone gets mad at him and like was upset. You remember that? Yeah.
yeah,
And so nobody's talking about the LeBron thing that much, but everyone was talking about the Westbrook thing. So it was a meme and it said, LeBron, that's flirting. Westbrook, that's harassment.
I think the problem with the Lakers,
He didn't find the joke very funny. I don't.
I mean,
Oh man.
no, the Lakers get me very frustrated because just I've watched every single one of their games, and it's the same thing. It's the same outcome every single time. The Lakers have been up double digits in every single one of these games, and even having a 20-point lead in the third quarter, and they've lost each game.
Because I'm gonna say it like this. This is what it's just coaching.
It
That's
is
all it
just
is.
coaching.
It's coaching. It's like their culture for the Lakers is just not good culture. Like the coaching out there, like that's where it all starts at. Everything on the basketball court starts at the coach. That's what I'll say.
It's just
That
go ahead.
and like if you just look at a team, we'll jump over to the East real quick. Like the Miami Heat, they're playing with the power of friendship to beat the Monstars right now. Like
Yeah.
the Heat take a game away from Boston. Boston is an incredible team and is crazy, wickedly good, constructed 2K level status, and Miami Heat are missing their best player and took a game.
They play with a sense of urgency. You see the Heat, they play with passion. They play with heart. The Lakers don't play with that.
Yeah,
They don't play with any sense of like, even yesterday, down 2-0 or down 0-2 on your home court. You have to snatch this game because this is your game 7, and they fumbled. They
exactly.
fumbled. Like, and if you watch, like, if you seriously sit down and watch for a minute, like, it's two completely different teams. Like, obviously, but like, you watch the Nuggets run their offense. I've literally looked. There's times where I look, and I'm like, they could get it like 3 or 4 shots. The Nuggets come down the court and they get any shot they want. any shot they want. It doesn't matter. They want to get a three. They want to get a midi. Like it does not matter. The Lakers, they also kind of play hero ball, where it's like, okay, AD, do this for us. Okay, LeBron, do this for us. And if none of those work, we're gonna hope for D'Lo to do something. And that's what makes the Nuggets dangerous. They run an offense. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
so
plugging my computer.
obviously Nuggets, they're gonna beat the Lakers. It's whatever. Lakers season's over. Let's just wrap it up. D'Lo, he said he's gonna decline his player option.
Oh, that was real. That was a real report.
Yeah, that's what people were
Really?
saying. Yeah,
Oh, I thought that
not coming back.
was okay. Yeah, I
He's
was
already
like,
given up on a team. If you're watching the games, you can see him. He's not even like in the huddles and stuff.
well,
And
I saw something where they were like, I heard somewhere it was like they said it was basically like they only mess with him when he plays good, but when he plays bad, then they don't mess with him. They don't pick him up. And then they said when Murray
that does
has,
seem like Lakers culture. Yeah.
they said, but when Murray doesn't have good games, they seem to still pick him up. They still encourage him to shoot, and that's the difference between the two because Murray in Game 2 had an off night all night, and then he came big in the clutch. Pause. And then D'Lo, if he's not having a good night, then you're not going to have it for the whole game, and then he just kind of sinks. And it basically just shows like the type of leadership or the type of culture, like you said, that teams have. And yeah,
All right, we're gonna play a little game here, okay?
game.
And you're gonna answer
Okay,
big. You're gonna say big gap, or you're gonna say big gap or little gap. Okay,
okay.
not even who's better, that person's better, whatever. It's just big gap or little gap.
Big gap or
You're
little
gonna
gap.
say how close are these players?
Okay.
Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic.
And what are my options? Big gap or little gap?
Yeah, big gap or little gap.
Little gap.
Okay. Jamal Murray and Tyrese Maxey.
Little gap.
Little gap. Tobias Harris and Aaron Gordon.
Big gap.
You said what?
Big gap.
How's it a big gap? Who's better?
Aaron Gordon.
How?
Aaron Gordon does more. He rebounds.
How does he do more?
He's a better defender. He rebounds better. I give Tobias Harris, he's a better shooter. But, and my phone just died.
Tobias
But,
Harris was an all-star.
yeah, I mean, that's true. But, I mean, Tobias Harris
Tobias Harris on his own as the number one option was an all-star. Aaron Gordon on a team by himself was not an all-star that I can remember.
he was not.
So,
But we're talking about right now, though. I
well,
guess
yeah, just right now.
it also depends on, I guess, fit. Like, I feel like Tobias Harris wouldn't fit as well with the Nuggets that, like, Nikola Jokic, or, like, Tobias Harris wouldn't fit well on the Nuggets like Aaron Gordon fits on the Nuggets. He's just a bruiser. Aaron Gordon does all the dirty work. He's going to rebound. He's going to block shots. He's going to hustle. He's going to get all the 50-50 balls. Like, he's going to do everything that you need him to.
Tobias Harris this year averaged 17, 6, and 3.
And Aaron Gordon's numbers?
Aaron Gordon averaged 13, 6, and 3.
He said Tobias averaged
17, 6, and 3. Yeah, Tobias Harris gets a good amount of rebounds.
But I still would. I think Aaron Gordon's better though. I think Aaron like.
I think they're literally around the exact same mark, like same ranking in the NBA.
I mean, Tobias Harris when he was
Tobias Harris only scores more really because he's a third option. Aaron Gordon's a fourth option.
I'm trying to think. So when
Anything, Tobias Harris just makes up his defensive lacking by scoring, and
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon's just a better defender, but less of a scorer. You know,
I like how we're arguing two role players, but
literally.
important role. They're important role players. I think
Yeah,
they would.
they're important role
I
players.
think they would. I mean, like you said, they're third and fourth options on offense. They're defensively, like, I mean, it's pick your
I would
poison.
say Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon's a better defender, but Tobias Harris is not a terrible defender.
No.
Like,
I'm not saying that either. He's definitely not. They're
yeah,
both.
we have him. We have him. Besides Nick Batum, we have him out there guarding Jalen Brunson sometimes. So
You can guard, twos and threes and fours. So I mean,
yeah.
it's not a crazy comparison. It's not crazy to say that.
So is it
Tobias,
big gap or little gap? Now that we talked about it.
you convinced me of saying it's a little gap.
Okay. Um. Now this one is probably a big gap, but what's his name? Um. Crap. Kelly Oubre Jr. or Michael Porter Jr.
Um, I'm gonna say big gap. I'm gonna say big.
Yeah, I
I'm
would
gonna say big
also
gap.
say big gap.
You say little gap. It's not crazy. I actually like this game. We should keep on doing this game. Um, Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. Yeah, I think Michael Porter Jr. He's gotten a lot better defensively. I don't think he's gotten enough flowers for that. He's gotten a lot better defensively. I think his shooting obviously is still there in at 6'11". Kelly Oubre is
Yeah.
still steady. I think they kind of have the similar play styles. I think Kelly is more like a slasher, but I think it's still a big gap. I would rather have Michael Porter Jr. than Kelly Oubre.
Okay. Kyle Lowry and Kadavius Cowboy Pope.
Little gap.
Exactly.
I'd say there's a little gap. They're both guys I would want on my team if if I'm going for a chip.
So the thing is here, Tobias. I mean, what's his name? Tyrese Maxey, Jamal Murray, score first point guards. Kyle Lowry, Katavius Cowboy Pope, 3-and-D shooting guards. Small forward position, Mike Porter Jr. and Kelly Oubre Jr. They're different, really, because one's more of a way better shooter. One's really good at getting to the basket a lot. So but that three glue guy that just out there, scoring. He's out there to score. That's what he's out there for. He's out there to score. Okay. And then we have the power forward who's kind of small for the position, but gets the job done, gets rebounds, and can score when needed. And then we have the center who's a do-it-all center who scores, passes, rebounds, and plays defense. Now, with that being said, the 76ers has a very comparable starting lineup to the Nuggets, and the Nuggets won a championship last year. So, if healthy, the 76ers are going to win the ring this year. That's just what it is.
If Joel Embiid can even make it there,
If he makes it, we're winning. But he's
like
dude, he's playing on like 35%.
he's like, dude, like you're. I feel like every time I watch them play, I'm like crossing my fingers. I'm like, please don't get hurt. Please don't get hurt. Like
Literally.
just like you just like he's just like crawling to the finish line. I'm like, dude, like what's happening? Like, why are you so hurt all the time? I'm like, bro, like, see, I can't even talk about my team in terms of what ifs. My team's not even in the playoffs.
Facts.
And Tyrese Maxey won MIP.
I know, yes.
I
Steph
thought
Curry won clutch player of the year.
it should have been Kobe White.
Well, obviously you thought that, but it didn't
Well, I
happen.
think a lot of people thought that though. I thought Kobe White should have won. I mean, given that Kobe White's um, points went up by 10. Kobe White's assist, like all his numbers went up across the board.
Yeah.
And Maxi's numbers, yes, they went up, but Kobe White had a 10-point jump to Maxi's 5. Assists went up. Kobe White was looked at as a rotational point guard. Like his career was so up in the air. What are we gonna do? Max, you kind of had hope that okay, this guy can turn into something one day.
Well, Maxi came in the league not as that guy that people were really looking for like that, but he was only our third option just because like we didn't have anybody else. Last year this is what it was, and then this year, he actually takes that leap and it actually shows that he's a phenomenal second option. So like, and he just stepped up to the plate and improving so well that like you're like, okay, this guy's an all-star now.
Right. And you guys are, he's gonna be a restricted free agent, so um, you guys are probably gonna give him a good chunk of money too.
Oh, well, let me tell you how that free agency is gonna go. We're gonna use a draft pick and draft Bronny James, and then in free agency we're gonna sign LeBron, and then we're gonna re-sign Tyrese Maxey because he's restricted, and boom,
Championship.
championship again because we're winning it this year. Woo!
Back to
Uh,
that.
you want to just do a quick run through of all the other teams that like nobody cares about? Um, let's say just because Orlando Cavs. All right.
Seriously, you have to like basketball a lot in order to enjoy it. Or you have to be a fan of one of those two teams. I'm not saying that series is trash because I don't think it is. I like the Magic. But like you really have to love basketball to like the casual fans not gonna like that.
It's like, dude, am I gonna watch like Mavericks versus Clippers, or am I watching the Cavs versus freaking Magic? Yeah, give me Luca all day. Am I gonna be watching Damian Lillard versus Tyrese Halliburton, or am I watching Donovan Mitchell versus Paolo Banchero? No, I'm watching Damian Lillard Dame time. The game today they had was really nice though. It was a really fun game.
It
Bucks
was
actually
with
Bucks
double OT,
lost.
right?
Yeah, went to OT, almost went to double OT.
Oh yeah,
Freaking
Tyrese Halliburton hit the three.
yeah, I was watching the game and end the regulations, like they were like, all right, well, we're out of hope. Out of nowhere, they passed the ball into to they
Don't tell me your phone died too.
no, I'm getting a phone call.
No. But no, I get what you're saying. That definitely was an entertaining game. I thought that I don't know off the top of my head who had what. I think the Bucks are down 2-1 now. So not having Giannis, I think, definitely does hurt because you really don't have an inside presence besides Portis and Lopez. But Chris Middleton came up big. I think he had like 39 last time I saw or something like that. Um, but it's looking a little down in Milwaukee, like you said at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, no Giannis. The series just is whatever.
Yeah,
Pascal Siakam's been on a tear though. I'll tell you that.
he has been killing. Nobody's really been talking about him. It's another series.
Um,
Knicks, 76ers.
oh, such a good series to watch. I've watched every game, and it's just been such a fight out there.
Yeah,
Literally,
insane.
literally just fighting out there. But it's a real good back and forth match. It's really gonna be a good probably 6 or 7 games,
I
man.
was gonna say 7 because I think the Sixers probably take because the Sixers play tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Sixers will probably take tomorrow, and then yeah, this is gonna go to 7. This is gonna go Game 7 in New York.
yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild. And then what's
And
another?
then Mavs versus Clippers, they're playing right now.
They
I think
are playing right now. I just looked at the score. They're playing
I
right
think the
now.
Mavs were winning.
They were winning a half hour. It was
Yeah,
54 to
Mavericks are winning.
40.
I think Mavericks might win the series, but only time could tell.
I literally said I was like, Because they can't stop Luka and they can't stop Kyrie.
Yeah.
Like they're
And I will say this, for the first time in his career, his whole career, Kyrie Irving is underrated. For the first time ever in his whole career, he's an underrated player this season.
I
Yeah.
asked you this question. I need to ask
Ask
you.
me the question.
I already asked you this question, but I'm going to ask you one more time.
Yes.
Who's had the better season, Jalen Brunson or Kyrie Irving?
Brunson.
Thank you. Why do you
You never
think
asked me
Brunson?
that.
Oh, really?
No.
I thought I did.
The Knicks are a second seed. I'm pretty sure Brunson's averaging more points than Kyrie.
Yes. He's
Brunson is just
third.
unstoppable out there.
Yes.
And it's just, yeah, it's definitely Brunson. Just leading the Knicks of all teams to the second seed, that's better than Kyrie.
I tried to say this, and Kyrie has definitely had a very underrated season. 25 points on 50, 40, 90.
Yeah.
So that's great, but he doesn't have to carry the load like Jalen Brunson does.
Yeah.
He's in MVP talks for a reason. I don't think he'll win MVP, but there's a reason why he's in the MVP conversation.
Yeah, he would be like number 4 or 5 for me.
So I kind of want to ask some questions now.
Okay.
Is Wemby a top 10 player right now?
No, absolutely not.
That very fast. Okay. I want to shoot you some names. I want you to let me know if they're. Would you rather them or Wemby? Wemby,
Oh, okay, no, that's not a good comparison because I'd rather have Wemby over LeBron. So, but LeBron's better, you know.
I believe after at the end of next year he'll be a top 10 player.
Possibly
So I'm trying to think of some. I'm trying to think of like top 10 players. Like, would you rather have him or SGA?
SGA. Okay, not that I would rather have. I think SGA is better.
Wemby or Ant Edwards?
You said what?
Wemby or Ant Edwards?
No, that's where it gets hard.
Wemby
They're kind of like in that same like category.
or Devin Booker?
Or Devin Booker. Give me Devin Booker. Yes. Yeah. Devin Booker this season is better than Victor Wembanyama.
Okay. In what way?
Scoring, playmaking, leading a team. It's been better than
Leading
Victor
a team.
Wembanyama.
One plays with Kevin Durant, the other plays with Jeremy Shohan.
Okay, I understand that. But it doesn't matter. Devin Booker is the best shooting guard in the league. And
Anthony Edwards has something to
yeah.
say about that. Anthony Edwards has something to say about that.
You think Anthony Edwards
Yes,
is
yes.
better than Devin
He's
Booker?
showing it right now. He's showing it right now. And Anthony Edwards is like, you can argue he's a two-way player. What can Anthony Edwards do? What can Devin Booker do?
Devin Booker averaged 27, 4, and 7 this season.
Anthony Edwards?
25, 5, and 5.
Okay.
Again, one plays with Kevin Durant and the other plays with Rudy Gobert.
Exactly.
Devin Booker's
Exactly.
playing with Kevin Durant and out there still averaging 27, almost 28 points per game.
One has the second seed, the other one has the third seed, the other has the sixth seed.
Yeah, their record is not that much of a difference.
I'm just saying, I think Anthony Edwards is a way better defender than.
Also, Devin Booker barely even got to play with KD and Bradley Beal this whole season. So, like, The fact that their team has no depth and has so many injuries this season, and they still were able to become a 6 seed.
And Devin
Devin Booker
Booker,
carrying.
I mean, Anthony Edwards barely got to play with Karl Anthony Towns. He was out for like 3 months.
No, that doesn't matter. That really doesn't matter.
You're taking
It doesn't.
Karl Anthony Towns was an all-star. That's 20.
Yeah, a
That's
fake
20 to,
all-star. He was a
he,
fake all-star.
he was still an all-star. That's 20 to 25 points. You're still giving up, and you were
Rudy
still.
Gobert has had a better season than Karl Anthony Towns. Yeah. The reason why the Minnesota Timberwolves are good, besides Anthony Edwards, is because of Rudy Gobert, not Karl Anthony Towns.
And Jaden McDaniels and Mike Conley and Nas Reed.
You're naming role players. Of course, they're like they contribute to wins, but that doesn't mean they're the sole reason. Like Karl Anthony Towns is the high level role player. That's literally what it is.
I mean, Karl Anthony Towns was out last year, and they weren't this good. So, what's your like?
They were still good last year. What do you mean?
They were in the play-in.
Yep.
One
I'm doing something.
was in the
Okay, but I'm
play-in.
doing something.
They were in the play-in, and now they're the third seed.
What?
So who? Yeah, they played the Lakers in the play-in. So who's the common denominator? Anthony Edwards. He just got better. He's better. Anthony Edwards is better than Devin Booker. He's a better. I just
No.
equally scores. They're
No, they don't. Devin
one
Booker
half,
scores more.
2 points. Wow,
That's a big difference.
not really. I mean, like
It
2
really
points.
is.
One. So who? Anthony Edwards is a way better defender than Devin Booker. Way better. Like Anthony Edwards is probably a top 5 two-way player.
I don't agree with that at all.
Really. So who
No.
else can do? Who else
A
can?
top 5 two-way player?
I'm not talking about role players. I'm talking about actually stars, all stars.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Kawhi
Okay.
Leonard, Paul George, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. Not even all-star, DeJounte Murray. Like, what are you talking about?
DeJounte Murray.
Yes.
DeJounte Murray.
We're talking about two-way players.
Yes, I would rather no, not
Those
DeJounte
guys
Murray.
are way better on defense.
So
than
you would
them.
rather have Jaylen Brown than Anthony Edwards?
It's a tough question. It's really close.
But I need your answer.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown might be better than Anthony Edwards. Yes. Jaylen Brown is averaging probably the exact same amount of stats. Maybe more points. No, I think he's averaging less points. But almost same things as a second option. And is a way better defender. Don't sleep on Jaylen Brown. Nobody out there sleep on Jaylen Brown. Look, Anthony Edwards is great. Highlight player. One of the best players in the league. Young guy, okay? All right, T for timeout. What do you want?
Well, Anthony Edwards or Kawhi Leonard?
Kawhi Leonard. You're smoking crack if you wouldn't think Kawhi Leonard's better than Anthony Edwards.
Debatable. Kawhi's had a good year, but Anthony, I think you're really sleeping on Anthony.
Anthony Edwards is a great scorer, but is immature and doesn't make the right reads all the time. He is no.
That has nothing to do with it.
It does have something to do with it.
Jaylen Brown, playoff shrinker, didn't have.
No, we're not talking about playoffs last year. We're talking about this past season.
So Anthony, okay, so what? Anthony Edwards goes in the All-Star game and shoots with his left hand. So what? What does that have to do with him being the third seed in the Western Conference?
That's not what I was specifically speaking of. When he is out there playmaking, he doesn't get the right reads. He doesn't throw the right passes. He throws bad passes a lot.
He's not a natural playmaker. That's okay.
But he is a first option.
Just because you're a first option does not mean you have to be a natural playmaker.
But when we're comparing him to Devin Booker,
he's not a natural playmaker either.
But he's a better playmaker and he's a better scorer.
And Anthony Edwards is a better defender, so he makes up for it.
He is barely a better defender.
No, he's not.
Barely a better defender.
No, he's not.
Barely a better defender. Anthony Edwards has a lot of defensive upside because he's a young player. He has the abilities to be a great defender. He's not always a great defender. So what? I can't hear you.
Devin Booker's a front runner. Let's be all the way 100. He's a front runner. Like, when things are good, He's gonna talk trash. Like he's a front runner. Like
You're wearing a Suns jersey right now. This is the crazy part about
I
this.
don't care. I already said what I had to say about the Suns this season. Like Devin
Where do
Booker's a
you think Anthony Edwards ranks in the NBA?
honestly.
The Timberwolves, don't get me wrong. Anthony Edwards is a really good player. You're making it sound like I'm trying to downplay trying to downplay Anthony Edwards. I'm not. He's really good. But the Timberwolves are really good because of the roster constructed around him. Like
One plays with KD and Bradley Beal.
they barely played.
That's not Anthony Edwards' fault. They barely he barely played with Cat.
Again, still the whole team around him is good. So that's why you're trying to compare the records.
If Devin Booker's what you say he is, then surely the Suns should not should the Suns should be better. Yes, if Devin Booker's what you say he is, if he's that dude,
If I'm saying he's just a little bit better than Anthony Edwards, why would that mean that he should be better? He should have a better record than Anthony Edwards if
I'm just saying.
Anthony Edwards
Okay,
has a way better team.
so Anthony Edwards with this same roster was in the plan last year. Anthony Edwards with the same roster got them the third seed. Why is that?
It is. It is not the same roster.
So who did they add? Who did they really add?
I mean, Karl Anthony Towns played more games this season.
Okay, but you just said Karl Anthony Towns didn't even really matter.
Also, again, okay, yes, he
You're backtracking.
matters.
You're backtracking.
Everybody, okay, look, everybody in your starting lineup matters, okay, but it's not making a big as of difference as you think it is. But also, another thing is the whole team had another year to gel together to become better as a team overall and work together and learn each other how they play. Rudy Gobert just got dumped on the team last year, so obviously everything wasn't put together quite yet. I
Well,
mean, just last year, Anthony Edwards was just trying to figure himself out as a player and wasn't as good as he was this year. He's better this year. He's better this year, yes, but he's not better than Devin Booker. No.
Devin Booker played 68 games. Kevin Durant played 75. So they played
And how many did Bradley Beal play?
he played
How much?
53.
That's a lot more than I thought. They
I,
said they put up the stat earlier. When I was watching the game, it was like they only played like 35, 36 games together this season.
I mean, I just think Anthony Edwards, like Devin Booker, has not played well in these playoffs so far, like at all. Anthony Edwards has outplayed him
But
every
again, we're talking about the whole season.
whole season. I think Anthony Edwards has been better. I mean, like, what does okay besides this? Because Devin Booker isn't even really a natural facilitator. So besides playmaking, quote unquote, like you're saying, Anthony
Dude,
Edwards.
I understand he's not a great facilitator. He's not the best in the league. Dude is still averaging 7 assists. He's playing out of position and he's still averaging 7 assists. He's still averaging 27, going on 28 points per game with 7 assists. With Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal and all these other score first guys on his team.
So I know you said DeJounte Murray. So DeJounte Murray or Anthony Edwards?
No, Anthony Edwards is way better than DeJounte Murray.
You said where do I have Anthony Edwards ranked? I would say he's borderline. He's bordering like top 10. He's
I would
somewhere.
have to just disagree.
He's somewhere
Anthony
between.
Edwards, Anthony Edwards is around that 15th, 16th mark.
So Anthony Edwards or Donovan Mitchell?
I don't know.
Because I'm gonna try and put them in the same bracket, like you just said. You got to pick one.
It's really hard because I feel like I need to have my full top 10 so then I could figure out the next couple of slots to see where they fit.
We'll just throw in like obviously SGA, Jokic, Embiid, Giannis. You said Curry. You throw in what KD, Braun. You gonna throw in KD, Braun top 10.
I don't think Curry was top 10 this season.
Anthony Davis,
Yeah, I would have Anthony Davis probably.
Demonis Sabonis. Oh, Anthony Edwards or Demonis Sabonis.
See, that's also another hard one.
Wow, I'm picking Anthony Edwards over Sabonis.
Dude, Devontae Sabonis should have been an all-star. But dude averaged like basically a triple double. Like, what do you
He
mean?
can't play defense though, and he can't
You said
shoot.
what?
Can't play defense and he can't shoot.
Nearly a triple double.
Um,
Look at just Joker in his first MVP season when he couldn't play defense. Like
I'm trying to think. Anthony Edwards or Trae Young.
Anthony Edwards.
Okay. Anthony Edwards or Dame.
I would go Anthony Edwards over Dame. I think Dame had a very overrated season this year.
Dame. Anthony Edwards or De'Aaron Fox.
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards or Curry.
I think Curry's too. I think Curry's probably like 11 or 12.
I can't wait for these playoffs to be done because then we can rank our top 10 players again.
You said what?
So I can't wait to be the playoff. I can't wait till the playoffs are done and then we can rank our top 10 players.
Facts.
I'm trying to think of some players now. Anthony Edwards or Alfred Sengun.
What was the question? You say Edwards, right? Yeah, it's Edwards, obviously.
Edwards or Maxey.
Edwards.
So on the Sixers, you would rather have Edwards than Maxey.
No, I'd rather have Maxey.
James Harden or Ant Edwards.
Edwards.
Okay.
Why would you say James Harden, not Paul George? I can't hear you.
I'm not saying anything.
Oh, it looked like you were.
I'm trying to
Yes,
think.
Edwards is better than Paul George.
He is. Yes, he is better. Is it a big gap or a little gap?
It's a little gap.
Okay. Anthony Edwards. I'm trying to think of just like all stars this season. Anthony Edwards or Paulo Banchero.
Edwards, obviously.
Okay, you said obviously. Like, don't
That's
disrespect Paulo.
obvious.
That's not obvious.
That's a big gap. Yeah, it's a big gap. Paolo's probably like what, 25th maybe in the league. Edwards, we're talking about 15.
You're telling me
10.
Paulo Banchero? You're telling me Paulo Banchero isn't a top 20 player?
No,
Dude, I feel like we can go on this for days.
dude, you just named like 20 people. Like,
Okay, maybe okay.
and we didn't even bring up like Brunson. We didn't bring up like Jimmy Butler.
Anthony Edwards or Brunson.
That's really hard, but I would probably go Edwards.
Anthony Edwards or Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy. Mm. Okay,
You say this
because we're going off
fast.
the season. We're going off the season, I guess.
Yeah.
So going off the season, I would say, but that's hard. Is it really hard to say like, yo, this guy is that much better just because we're only like, because we know about Butler. He kind of gets that special treatment. But based off the season, I would go with Anthony Edwards.
Moving forward.
Honestly, no, I take it back. Brunson has had a better season than Edwards.
Yes. Moving forward. And we have forgot about this guy because he has not played. Anthony Edwards or John Morant.
That's a hard one. Um, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how to even rank John Morant, really.
Because he hasn't played. He's been
It
out.
probably will be Edwards. Like,
Based off this season, like you just said, this season, Zion Williamson or
no,
Jalen
it's
Brunson.
Edwards.
Wait, hold on,
Oh,
no,
you
no,
said
no. Wait, no, no, no. Zion Williamson or Jaylen Brown.
it's Jaylen Brown.
You say this awfully fast.
Because Jaylen Brown, of course. How,
Why?
like, why would you even question that? Are you whispering again? Like, I don't know. I can't hear you.
You're saying this awfully fast. Like Zion was not good this season.
Hey, Zion was good, but he's not that good.
Jaylen Brown's good, but he's not that good.
Zion averaged 22, 5, and 5.
Okay, that's pretty good
Yeah, that's pretty good.
on 57% field goal shooting. It's pretty good.
Jaylen Brown did have a down year in the points category. But again, he's a second option. Zion's a first option. And Jaylen Brown has more points. So
Total points.
yeah, he has more points
Mm.
per game.
Zion or Alfred Sengun.
You said who?
Zion or Alfred Sengun.
Probably Zion.
I feel like we just keep going down a rabbit hole of players.
Paolo.
Good. I like this. I like this. I'm really interested. So perfect. Zion or Paolo Banchero. Okay. Okay. This is good. Paolo or Kristaps Porzingis.
Paolo. Wait, did I say Brown was better than Edwards, or did I say it was as close?
You said Brown was better than Edwards.
I will take that back.
Thank you. Okay,
I
I knew.
think
I'm like, come on, man. Like, you know,
I
he's
will
not.
say honestly, I don't know. It's kind of hard because like,
It's not hard. It's Anthony Edwards.
well, just the fact that Brown is the second option, and also just playing on a team that's so stacked, like you know, the
Who,
stats just
who do you think would
go
fare?
down because of it.
Who do you think the Timberwolves would fare better with Brown or Edwards?
The team is constructed for Edwards.
But they pretty much do the same thing though.
No, they don't.
How so?
Brown is a different player than Edwards.
Both two-way slashing guards, or yeah, twos.
They're different play styles completely.
Crazy far. It's like
Like Edwards is literally like like a shooting guard slash point guard, really.
I'm trying to think of somebody else. Paulo Sabonis.
Now that's a really hard one. I would go Sabonis.
But Anthony Edwards wasn't close.
Why would that be close?
Yo, Timberwolves fans, get on him, bruh.
Edwards is way better than Paolo.
Timberwolves fans, get on him, bruh. Get on this man. Boo this man.
Anthony Edwards is way better than Paolo. What is crazy about that?
He's boo this man.
How is that a crazy take?
You said way better. Like, stop. He's not way better.
Why would Timberwolves fan boo me for that? Edwards is way better than Paolo.
No, I'm not. I mean, no, because you said Domantas Sabonis.
Yeah,
No,
that's a tough one because Bonds' bonus is probably top is probably like 20 to 18, and I would have Edwards probably like at a 15th mark. So
Paulo averaged 22, 7, and 5.
yeah, that's trash. Look at Sabonis. Sabonis averaged like
He does not play defense.
he averaged like 19, 13, and 9.
And
Like,
where's he at right now? And where's he at right now?
okay, that doesn't matter.
It does matter. It does matter. It
Look where
does.
Zion's at.
He's in the playoffs
Okay, but he's about to lose. Crazy.
to the number one seed. To the number one seed. To the number one seed. Like, what do we? You could. First of all,
I'm gonna be honest. I forgot they made the playoffs
exactly. He's about
because
to lose to the
I
number
don't
one
think
seed.
Zion's played.
He hasn't.
Yeah, so I just forgot they made the playoffs. I watched those games too.
I think it'd be a different series if Zion had plays, though.
Nah, Thunder will still win.
I think the
I
Thunder will
watched
win. I
the
think the
Thunder
Thunder.
is so good.
Um. Okay, let me think. Palo or Chet, same draft class.
Palo.
Okay. Okay. Um. Palo or Bam.
Uh um um we'll go Palo for now.
Well, for now, I think that was a good. I think that's a good way to end it. 'Cause I feel like I can keep going all day. Plus, I kind of want to watch this. The Timberwolves play right now and see Ant Edwards dominate. Yeah,
Watch mid dominate.
yeah. Timberwolves fans get.
Yo,
And
Mavericks are cooking the freaking Clippers, bro.
I know I'm about to go text my man's right now.
Yo,
And,
Luca got 60.
and no, he does not.
I know, I know, I
I
know.
was saying no, he doesn't.
That'd
Oh,
be
they play.
crazy.
Oh, they play at 10:30. Oh, they're about to play right now. Okay, cool.
All right, guys. That's the episode right there.
Completely went off script. That's okay.
I don't even remember where we started this off. Oh, Wembenyama is like 15. He's like 17 to 14. I don't know where he's at really, but just know his team was god awful. And if a rookie LeBron was on that team, it would be different, you know? So, yeah, guys.
Yeah. Just make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and we'll have this up. We'll have a next episode out for you guys shortly. Get us to 100 if we're not already at 100. I don't think we're at 100
I
yet.
don't even know where we're at.
We're at like 98. Get people to subscribe, please. And join
Woo!
our Discord.
Yeah, join the Discord.
Join our Discord. I'll put the link down in the description. Join our Discord. So look at me, W me.
I forgot. Actually, yeah, I forgot all about it.
All right, you guys
All
have a
right.
good one. See you guys later.